So today we'll talk about 14 lessons for focus, self-esteem, and success for people who want to buy businesses or people who want to help other buy and sell businesses this year. And those are lessons that helped me be involved at this point in more than $1 billion worth of business acquisitions. So let's get started. Lesson number one is find your unique edge in acquisitions. Ask yourself, what is your special power? If it's in buying businesses, knowing one thing very good can be like your superpower, right? So, for example, for me, it was always about deal flow. I was always very good at it, and it got me in front of amazing opportunities and deals over the years. So, focus on one area ideally to start with because you cannot be expert in everything right away. So, ask yourself, what is your area? Right? You can take a time to think about it and write it down, right? And just ask yourself, what do you know best? If it's in acquisitions, like ask yourself, is it finding deals? Is it finding people? Is it finding capital? Is it finding people for your management team or in general executive? So think about your unique power or find someone to help you develop at least one unique power. Lesson number two. Focus on one deal at a time if it's your first deal. Do one deal at a time because if you try to do too many things together, it's just like trying to catch too many balls, right? It's very difficult if you've never done it before, and it's not easy, especially if you're just getting started. So focus on one deal and get it done first. Put your blinders on and get it done. After you do your first deal, like maybe you can consider doing 2, 3, and even 15 deals at once. Like in one of the roll-ups we worked on, we were involved in 16 acquisitions in less than a year. And trust me, it's messy. And we obviously were talking to many others. So some of them are not working out. And to be involved in so many deals, it's messy. You need a big team. And it's very, very difficult to do if you've never done it before. So ask yourself what deal you're working on right now and maybe even share with me in the comments below so I know where you're at. Lesson number three, focus is the power of success because when you focus, it's so much easier to succeed. So for businesses, for example, that I've seen that do well after the purchase, after buying, after the acquisitions, they focus on what works. They're not there, like the buyer is not there about changing everything from day one. In the first days post acquisitions, you don't need to change too many things. Ideally, don't even change in the first 30, 60, 90 days. Just observe and then focus on one thing at a time and focus on this one thing that will have the biggest leverage in the business. And usually, for most businesses, it's around getting more leads, converting those leads into clients, or working with clients and creating higher customer value, or just making a key hire. Sometimes making a key hire can make all the difference. Lesson number four, if the strategy isn't simple, the strategy probably isn't good enough. Keep it simple. In business, too many strategies can create problems. So focus on the simple things. In business, it's money coming in, money coming out, and just keeping customers. Like in all of my businesses, I get daily P&L. I see the cash in, cash out, and it helps me stay on pulse with all the businesses in a very simple way. I want to know the cash on hand, and I want to know the cash in, cash out on a daily basis. Simple works. If your strategy doesn't help with getting more, like increasing revenues, saving costs, or reducing churn for a business, then you're probably doing something wrong. And when it comes to buying a business, it's probably about getting deals, getting financial partners, and making offers. If it's more complicated than this, I mean, you're probably doing something wrong. Your real work should be finding the best new strategies in those segments that I shared. So if it's finding the best deals, like how can I find the best way to find more deals in 2025? If it's using technology, using automation, using AI to get the best deals, to get more deals. And same for if you want to raise capital. How can I use the best strategies in 2025 to raise capital, to build a funnel of a lot of investors so I can pick the investors for my deal? I've just heard a story of Uber when they raised at a $15 billion valuation, I believe. And what they've done is they had basically 15-minute meetings with all the potential investors and all in the same meeting room, and letting the VCs, the investors, seeing each other in the process. That process creates FOMO for the investors and allow you to control the narrative in the acquisition process or in general when it comes to raising capital. So use that. How can you create that FOMO for investors? By building a larger funnel, by using the simplest, best working strategies to find leads or find capital. Lesson number 5, we're at number 5 now. Manage your time or someone else will manage your time for you. Managing your time in buying businesses is very important, or in growing a business. I believe that you always need to have a sense of urgency. And a good question I like to ask myself is, what action would I take if an asteroid was on his way to Earth and is about to destroy everything, right? And I would probably frame it with, what am I going to do in the next, if it's going to happen in the next one day? And what am I going to do if it's going to happen in the next 1 week? What am I going to do if it's going to happen in the next year and 10 years? And I'm going to look at all those answers, and based on this, I see what answers I can get. So see what answers you can get, and I guarantee it will help you make decisions and help you clarify your best next action to get the results that you want. Lesson number 6, choose your deals wisely, which basically means be selective with your deals, because there are plenty of opportunities out there, but not all of them are right for you. Everyone have their perfect deal, but there's no one perfect deal for everyone. And it's better to have one great deal than doing random many bad deals that maybe you're thinking that you want to buy or advise on. Like I'm seeing too many people buy or think that they want to buy this trust deal and turn them around. It's not that fun, trust me. Even if you get a business for $1, like your goal in the end of the day is to make money with businesses. And if you think you're that smarter from a person who ran that business for the last 5, 10 years, I mean, I would say stay humble sometime as well and understand that there are better businesses that are already cash flowing from day one. And I would always rather focus on those, because my goal with buying a business is, how can I get more freedom and just more fun? And at least for me personally, going into a business that's losing money every day and is a basically falling knife is not really fun, even if it's a business that I got for free. But it's not really free, right? I mean, you put all of your time and effort and mental fortitude. So yeah, at the same time, one good deal can change your life. So one bad deal can be a nightmare. One good deal can change your life. So learn how to differentiate between the two. And my suggestion is only go for deals that will actually move the needle and move you towards your personal, professional, and financial goals. Don't do deals just to say that you've done deals. Do deals that are actually going to matter for you. Lesson number 7, put the customer first. I don't care if you buy a business or want to be an advisor between acquisitions, always think about the customer or client or whatever you want to look at it. And if you're buying a business, understand who your customers are, right? In the buying business process, it's the seller, the business seller, it's the key employees that you want to lead and get to know probably before you buy the business. It's the bank that will give you the loan, it's the investors, it's the lawyers, the accountants, the advisors. Those people are your clients. You want to make sure that they are happy. So what can you do to focus on the client first? Jeff Bezos with Amazon used to say that, not used to say, used to have meetings with an empty chair, and he said that empty chair is a place for a customer, because it's as important. And whenever we make a decision, we need to keep it in mind as well and understand its perspective. So all of our decisions are made with that idea in mind. Lesson number 8. The way to build self-esteem is through taking action and just staying alive after. Because your self-esteem is built by your actions, not by what others say or the level of your vision or dreams. And in general, knowing that even when you act and fail, like, you're still alive and you still survive. That's how, when I'm looking back, if someone's asking me, how do you have the confidence to do what you're doing? It's because I went through so much painful moments, and I still exist, I still alive. As long as I'm here, I have another opportunity to play, and I'm going to play it. And I was only able to view my life from that perspective because I took a lot of action and failed a lot and succeed almost in parallel and comparison to my failure. So whenever I fail a lot, let's say if I lost 500,000 a day on an investment, I know that I can also be okay and not be emotionally like going crazy when I make 500,000 a day in profits, right? So all those things matter. Like when you have big failures, like know that a big success is on the way. Lesson number 9, celebrate every win. You want to celebrate your successes if they're big, they're small, because buying businesses can be tough. So it's important to recognize every win along the way and understand that it's part of the process. Just like I said before, when you have big failures, understand that their wins can then, it's like a pendulum. I really believe this dual life that we're in right now is a pendulum, and we must experience both sides, the negative and the positive, and we need to view both as positive. And we need to remember that we only spend 1% of our time in this world in the achievement of things, but like the rest of the time that we're in this world is being on the way or on the road to that 1% time of being in the achievement. So just do your best in the road that you take, and that 1% of actually achieving the result will just be another day in the office. I'm not the first one to say it, but when you actually achieve the result, there's not a lot of time for you to celebrate. And even that celebration, it's not going to change you. It's just, okay, it's a cool milestone, but the way to that milestone and the people you go through the process in the way to that milestone, and hopefully you gave back to those people, that's where I think real fulfillment and success is. Next lesson is lesson number 10, which is think behind yourself. Think about more than just yourself. Maybe you want to improve a business or help someone achieve their dream, but when you have a behind yourself focus, it will be just such a pull, something to pull you towards your goals in a much easier way than brute force and will. So what it can be for you, it can be your family members, your kids, your friends, your community, your country, the world. When you view the world from that perspective and you let that purpose be your motivation, because life is going to be completely different, because money, reputation, fame, whatever, yes, it can be okay, of course, but helping others in the process is so much more powerful and fulfilling and just more, yeah, just more whole, I think. Next lesson is lesson number 11, which is find meaning in the hard times. Finding meaning in the struggles is one of the best thing I think we can do in this life, and understand that the toughest situations in life, in the business context, the toughest deals often teach you the most. And you just need to have faith in yourself, in God, Buddha, Allah, Jesus, whatever you believe in, physics, nature, the universe, that when we have that faith in him, when we have that faith in the universe, that it's all for the best and will help you grow, that's when you really become a more whole entrepreneur and investor and a person, and you view the world from a more logical, appreciative place. And I found out that the more coming from this neutral place, the less I chase a result or a deal, the better deals and the deals that I'm meant to be involved with just come to me. Lesson number 12 is find a way to balance ambition with gratitude. So stay ambitious, but also be grateful, because ambition drives you, but gratitude keeps you grounded and happy. And like we said, the road is most of the time in this life. And again, so just make sure this road is worth it. Be in the moment, be present. Every moment in a business acquisition, in business counts. So what can you do to be present every single day? and just do the best you can in it. I found out for myself that the times where I just forget to meditate for a while and I just don't make it a priority, my life sucks. Literally, it doesn't matter what the external results is. When I forget about like having this grounded practice, and for everyone it can be something different, right? And I don't think that workout. A lot of people tell me workout is my meditation. I don't know why, but I don't think it's enough. I think we all need some silent moments. If it's in meditation, prayer. I even found out that if I have those silent moment in the sauna, it's not as good enough to really get the proper results from that practice. And whenever I do that, it just life becomes so much smoother and just overall amazing and magical. Lesson number 13. Focus on what you can control, or just control what you can control, right? When you focus on controlling what's within your power, life becomes easier, right? Because many things in business acquisitions or business in general are behind your control. But how you prepare, how you make decisions is obviously something you can control. Things like how many people you call, email, message in a day, those are in your control. So how many people that you talk to will say yes to sell their business, that's not 100% in your control. So don't focus on that. Focus on input. What can you do daily to move you towards the end goal? So put yourself in the vision and a scene of your end goal and ask yourself, what would that person need to do next in present moment? And focus just on that in your day-to-day. If you focus too much on your results, you'll be frustrated. Why am I not there? Why am I not there? When you focus on action, you can be more present and actually get your results faster. Lesson number 14, be proactive, not reactive. So anticipate rather than react. The way to do this is to find a way to spot trends before they become obvious. And we do that by just not waiting for luck to appear. We create our luck, and then luck will appear sometimes as well as part of the process. And we do that by just going through the motion and looking and asking ourselves, what can we do to move us forward, and reframing every challenge in the process as an opportunity. So ask yourself, when you go through the hardest time of your life, you can't even think, you can't even wake up, you just want to be in bed all day. Ask yourself, what's good about this? What is my lesson here? How is this a positive? What's awesome about this? And just find a way to answer yourself, because in every challenge, usually there's a way to be resourceful and find a solution from a different place. So these lessons have been key in my journey with business acquisitions and business in general. Let me know which one resonated most with you, or maybe you've got your own lesson to share. Just drop it in the comments, and yeah, I'll see you next time.